Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Memorial Stadium for this contest, the softball contest between Port Huron Northern and Port Huron High. My name is Mark Collard. I'll be here with Mr. Larry Mans throughout the afternoon. This is the first meeting for the girls softball teams this year. Northern's record overall is 2-1, and they are 1-0 in the league. Mr. Mans, what do you think about the game that's going to be going on today?
Usually when these two teams play, you can throw the statistics out, Mark, and it's going to be a good ball game. Both pitchers are good. They have good experience. Kilbourne's young, but very good. George Pope always has his girls ready for the game, as does Coach Davies. So we should really see an exciting game. The weather's just a little bit cold.
A little bit cold. You mentioned the pitching of Amy Kilbourne. I remember that last week she had a no-hitter. Do you think maybe she might be on her game today, too?
Well, that could be, but I think what you're going to see is the adrenaline really gets high for these part of the girls, and I think they're going to be both up for it. So both pitchers are good, so it should be an exciting game.
And now with Port Huron being the host team, we are now awaiting the start for the ball game.
You have the starting lineup there for the Northern girls, Mark?
Okay, batting first for Port Huron Northern will be number 1, Pam Barber. Number 15 will be batting second. Her name is Carrie Bessengill. She'll be playing catcher today. Batting third for Port Huron Northern will be Jenny Atwell. She's playing shortstop. Batting fourth, Lisa Loxton with a .250 average, playing right field today. Number 14, Kim Hill, will be batting sixth. She's playing second base. Batting seventh will be Tracy Elcock. Number 21, she's playing center field. Batting eighth will be number 16, Nicole Lapis. She's playing left field. And batting ninth, will be Jackie Kors, playing first base today.
And you've got an experienced team on the field with the Big Reds, with some of the people they got back, and you got Colleen Goodwin, you got Nichols, Monica Ferkowitz, and Terry Lloyd is an outstanding third baseman. So we should really see a good ball game.
Certainly. I remember a couple years ago her sister played on the PH team. She was really good too, Ginger Lloyd. So now we wait the first pitch of the ball game. Pam Barber up to bat for Port Huron Northern. Right down the middle, strike one.
Of course, this being the first game that CPHS 12, trying to get all of the equipment in place, certainly is a challenge. They're doing an outstanding job.
Certainly are. No, just foul. First baseman for PH, Lynn Osborne, gave it a good run, but let it roll. Counts 0-2. Second baseman Monica Ferkowitz makes the out. One down. Carrie Bessengill steps up to the plate.
Carrie's the catcher, isn't she?
Yes, she is. As a matter of fact, I think she caught Amy Kilbourne's no-hitter. Takes it on the outside, strike one.
Well, both of these teams are well prepared, so we really should see a good ball game. As long as the weather doesn't get a hold of it.
Exactly. Nice brisk afternoon today. That pitch a little low. Carey takes it. Counts 1-1. Lynn Osborne with the throw. Gets her by a step. Two down.
I think that's Ferkowitz at second base. Osborne's at first base, Mark.
That's right. I'm sorry.
Of course, their numbers with the cold, you can't really see them from the position that we are, so have to rely on our memory, and first game's a little bit tough, but we'll make it.
Jenny Ratwell now for Port Huron Northern steps up there. Takes the first pitch. Down the line, just foul. Coach Ron Davey had to step out of the way.
Got a nice piece of that one. Hold it a little bit.
Boy, you think sometimes those coaches better put helmets on down there. Counts 1-1. Catching the outside corner, Jenny Downing painting the plate, counts 1-2. Down in the dirt, 2-2. Jenny Atwell swings at a weak pitch. That's strike 3. 3 up, 3 down.
Yeah, interesting first half of the inning, and we'll see. Maybe the butterflies are gone now. We'll see what the Big Reds can do against the star pitcher from Northern, Amy Kilburn.
Now, I haven't seen her as they've only played 3 games this year, but like we were just talking about a couple minutes ago, she does possess a very good fastball, I hear, and we'll have to wait and see what happens.
I happened to be up at Northern last evening while they were practicing and saw her warming up, and she can throw the ball, and it's got a variety of pitches, so it'll be interesting to see what the Big Reds do against her.
Mm-hmm.
Mark, while we're waiting for the bottom half of the first inning, I can't help but think the kind of job that our ground crew did out here, Terry Wedge, with the weather that we've had this spring, to get this field in the condition that it's in, they've really done an outstanding job. So just that comment, pass it along.
Very good job. Even when the softball teams in the summertime play out here, the fields are always looking good out here. So the crew, once again, is doing a very fine job. As we're waiting for the girls of Port Huron High to come on bat, I will now give you the batting order for Port Huron High School. Batting first for the Big Reds will be Amy Lakin playing left field. Batting second will be Kelly Nichols playing shortstop. Batting third will be Monica Ferkowitz playing second base today. Batting fourth will be the third baseman Terry Lloyd. Batting fifth will be the first baseman Lynn Osborne. Batting sixth and playing in right field, Stacy McCula. Batting seventh for the Big Reds will be Jenny Downing. She's the pitcher today. Batting eighth for the Big Reds, Jenny Fleshman. She's catching Jenny Downing today. And batting ninth for the Big Reds will be Delynn Goodwin playing center field.
Well, we see here too, Mark, I think you've noticed that with both these teams, they have a lot of athletes who play more than one sport. Terry Lloyd's a volleyball player, plays basketball. Monica Ferkowitz has done the same thing, and Amy Lakin, outstanding players in other sports. So what we're really seeing here is some athletes that are multi-talented.
And it's good to see people get out there. As I look on Northern's lineup, also Pam Barber and Jenny Atwell, they play varsity basketball for Port Huron Northern. And also, they play volleyball also.
Yeah, it's good to see that, really. I think
sure is.
What we've seen with the women's sports in the last few years, they've really increased not only their motivation, but their skill level, and they really play some outstanding athletics. And
as we wait for the girls to warm up a little bit.
A little delay here. I don't know exactly what the problem is. Maybe we have an equipment repair, kind of looks like. That wind is a little strong, a little north wind coming at us.
It certainly is. I guess we're waiting on the first and second baseman. Now I see some of the girls want some of their coats out here. I don't blame them.
Well, you know, this cold weather really, the way it is, they really do have to protect against pulling a muscle, and
because it is so early in the season.
Oh, it really is, and the weather really is really chilly, but want to prevent against that muscle pull. Coats really won't hamper that much, but it does inhibit some of your movement. EML's been strong, Mark, in girls softball lately, and there's East Detroit, and has traditionally been a power, and I think both the Big Reds and the Huskies have been close to clinching that title. So,
as we speak about the EML League, Mr. Mayans, with you being the area athletic director, do you know anything that's going on with the other two teams? Isn't Grosse Pointe getting out of the EML, and is Northern going to stay, or where are they going to go in the future?
At this point, we do know that Roseville is leaving the EML are going to the MAC League simply because they've combined their two high schools, Roosevelt Brave Lake and Roosevelt High School. Their Board of Education, because of that move, will be going to the MAC League. Grosse Pointe South, we know, has petitioned the MAC League to join it next year. So that leaves the EML right now with 6 teams, and everything that I can tell you at this point is that the EML is searching for at least 2 members and 1, but the EML will be intact at this point in time for as long as we can determine that. But I think the thing is, the EML has been a strong league, has a lot of tradition, been
in all sports,
since 1945. So not only does the EML have a good athletic program in terms of the competition, but they also provide all of the other activities. They get the student councils together, the band together. There's a lot of sharing of the arts. And it's not just an athletic league, it's really an all-activity league, which makes it unique in this part of the state.
Okay, Kerry Bessengale gives it a whirl. We're about ready to start the bottom half of the first inning. Batting first for the Big Reds of Port Huron will be number 4, Amy Lincoln, who's playing left field today.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Coach Popa trying to get somebody on with a bunt. Oh.
You called it, Mr. Mans. They showed up for the bunt.
Well, maybe I stole a signal.
Pitch a little too close. She stepped out, takes it for a ball. Counts 0-1. I don't think anything like that's going to phase Amy Kilborn out there. She's just going to fire it as she goes. 1-1. Pops it up in midair.
Well, that sun for the second baseman's really tough at this time of day. She's a nice job of shielding her eyes with her glove and making a good catch.
As you said, Kim Hill takes the out. Port Huron with 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. Number 5, Kelly Nichols, steps up to the plate. She's playing shortstop today, batting second in the lineup.
Kelly's if I'm not mistaken, is just a sophomore. I don't. She may be 11th grader, but she's really a competitor and really goes all out. Nice ball player, covers shortstop very well.
A lot of times it's hard. A lot of times it's hard for sophomores to make the varsity team. So obviously she is pretty good. Rips it down to third base line, just foul.
It's a nice stroke on the ball too. A very nice swing.
There's
one thing that happens, Mark, is with baseball. These girls from the 1st of March work out inside, and both programs have an indoor batting cage. So these girls really are getting, some batting practice indoors. So it's not the first time that they're seeing a fast pitch.
Looks at a fastball from Amy Kilborn. Counts 1-2.
Noticed really Amy got a nice variety of pitches. That pitch it looked to me like a rise. The pitch before that it was down and in. So she's mixing her pitches very well.
Of course, that's always important being a pitcher. You can't let the hitters get used to one pitch. Takes that one on the inside. Second baseman Kim Hill will handle it.
Well, that's that pitch down and in, and that's usually what happens to it. Tough pitch to hit, and she really has got good placement on that pitches so far.
2 down in the bottom of the first inning. Monica Ferkowitz steps up for Port Huron High. She's playing second base today. Well, so Mr. Mans, I've noticed already that Amy looks like she's had a little bit of control problems in the first inning.
Well, she's trying to, right now, she's doing fine. You let that one go just a little bit high, and sometimes the rhythm has a lot to do with pitching rubber, and so she'll adjust to it, but I think she'll be fine.
Monaco shows bunt, then backs off, takes a strike. Counts 2-1. Here she goes again with the control problems. Count goes to 3-1. She hasn't walked anybody to this point, but this could be her first one. I wonder what you were saying before too. You know, with once again early in the season, you were talking about the girls practicing inside. Do you think that that cold weather has a problem with this sometimes?
Well, cold weather certainly does, because like any other sport, those muscles, when they do get
takes a while.
A little bit cold, you can't really do what is normally done. And it's a little chilly out there, so she's going to have to take care of herself between innings, keep that jacket, keep the arm warm.
We'll score that an error on second baseman Kim Hill. Up to bat now for the Big Reds of Port Huron High, Terry Lloyd, batting fourth in the order. Nice hefty swing by Terry.
Yeah, she's got to keep her head still low, Mark.
It's always very important.
Keep that eye on the ball, get that head turned a little bit, and turns his shoulders.
That's a very big pitch, like one of Port Huron's first scoring opportunities. And she pops it up in the air. The shortstop, Pam Barber, she makes the out. No runs, no hits, one error, nobody in. At the end of one inning, no score. I don't know if we can get a shot of the umpires out there, but they also look like they're not having a great time right now. They got to be cold too.
Well, they're used to it though. Jim Weimer and Denny Privet do some of our baseball games too. And it's really not been a good spring.
No, not yet. No. I was talking to Jim Weimer before, and he said he hoped there was lots of hits and runs and everything else. He could do some running around out there and warm himself up.
Well, this is typical April weather, and thing is, with the school year the way it is, and trying to get the number of games in, these games really do have to start in the middle of April. In fact, we start earlier than that, so this cold weather is not unusual here. Probably 20 degrees or 30 degrees different down the Detroit area.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Okay, as we start the top of the second inning, number 12, Lisa Loxton will be stepping up for Port Huron Northern. And she's kicking away the dirt. A lot of people do bat from the right side. I know that area in there does get worn down a little bit. Everybody has to get their own steps. Haven't seen a left-handed batter yet.
Yeah, that's unusual. Usually there are 3 or 4 on the squad. I haven't seen any on either team yet.
Lisa Loxton pops it up. The catcher, Jenny Fleshman from BH, takes it out of bounds, makes the catch. 1 down for Northern.
The catcher made a good play on that one. She got her mask off and her helmet out of the way and caught that one in foul territory, but she stayed right with it. That's a tough play for a catcher.
That's the textbook way you're supposed to do it. Throw the mask away, throw the helmet away so that they don't bother you when you're trying to make the catch. The second baseman for Port Huron Northern, Kim Hill, steps up. Takes the first pitch for a strike. Kim Hill is batting a 167 so far. She hits it down to second baseman Monica Ferkowitz. Throws over to Lynn Osborne. 2 down for Port Huron Northern.
Of course, what you're seeing, I think, Mark, is the fact that they're not just quite getting around on the pitcher, and just a little bit late, and everything's going to the right side.
Because they've already had 2 hit to the second baseman. She must be pitching the ball down low. She is keeping the ball on the ground, like you said. Tracy Elcock is now the batter. You know, her sister has played on the Northern varsity team for the last 2 or 3 years. Her sister, Kim Elcock.
Well, there has been a lot of sister combinations.
Sister combinations, exactly. You know.
Which really is great. We find that family interest, and they stay right with it.
Tracy gives it a rip, drops it in for a single.
That's a first base hit.
Certainly is.
The ball game. Yeah, we probably see either an attempted steal or a bunt here.
What do you think? We're going to have a hit and run or a run and hit?
Well, I think we'll see a bunt attempt or a steal. Probably first or second pitch, Mark. Let's see what happens. There's your left-handed batter.
There we go. That's what I was looking for.
Nice combination.
She swings at it.
Nice
Jim
play.
Weimer, the base umpire, calls her out. We called up here. They're doing a hit and run up there.
Good play by the catcher. Nice throw. Ball was right on the bag.
You would think a lot of coaches would wait till the late innings to make the exciting and daredevil plays, but looks like Ron Davey is going to be aggressive early in the season, early in the ball game also.
Well, I think what you have to do is try and get that first run, and that's what he's trying to do. So
Take advantage.
Take advantage. It's early yet, and so they haven't been through the batting order yet. So it was a good play. Had to get her in scoring position.
Yeah.
Who we got coming up for the Big Reds, Mark?
We're going to be having Lynn Osborne, Stacey McCula, and Jenny Downing are going to be the top 3 for Port Huron in this inning. Like we said before, it's going to be hard telling their numbers because they're all wearing their coats out there.
This being the first game, too, we're not quite familiar with the players when they get the helmet on and no numbers.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, by golly, but they sure do a good job.
Okay, as Northern throws it around the horn, we're ready to start the bottom of the second inning with Lynn Osborne up to bat for the Big Reds. Seems to me that all the Port Huron players have been showing bunt. Do you think they're trying to draw on the defense, or?
That's a good way to take a pitch. Also, it gives them just a little better look at the ball, so sometimes that does disturb the pitcher.
She puts it back up to the pitcher. Can she handle it? No. Obviously, the speed a factor in that play, as the ball trickled behind Amy Kilborn, the pitcher, and she could not get the ball over to first base in enough time.
That was well hit. She finished well from her pitching motion, and as she should, ready to field the ball. It was a good, well hit ball.
Stacey McCool at the bat for Port Huron now. Shows bunt. And out of the corner of my eye, caught Lynn Osborne looking to steal second, but the pitch was outside. It might have been a called pitch out. She bunts the ball, goes foul.
Good place to bunt the ball right now because she's trying to first baseline. First baseman really didn't move on the ball, so if she does get it down, a good opportunity for that bunt to be successful.
You can definitely see the coaching techniques of both Ron Davey of Port Huron and George Popa of Port Huron High. They both are being aggressive today. She shows bunt.
Nice play. Nobody covering third base. It would have been a good heads-up play to have that runner advance to third. Usually a play like that, a left fielder needs to come in and cover third, or the catcher has to get down and cover the third base. Sometimes that player goes from first to third on that bunt play.
Right. Jenny Atwell of Port Huron Northern makes the play. Lynn Osborne moves over to second with the sacrifice. Jenny Downing Now the batter for Port Huron High. As the ball escapes Carrie Bessengirl, Lynn Osborne moves over to third base. Now we have a run scoring situation. Let's see what George Popa wants to do. Jenny takes it right down the middle. I think she's looking for a walk, can get 2 people on base. On deck, Jenny Fleshman. I think she swung on a bad pitch.
Yeah, she really wasn't set. That was a good pitch. Nice pitch on the outside corner of the plate, so well placed.
Wow, did Amy Kilborn come back or what? She was down 3-0 in the count, comes back with 3 straight strikes.
All well placed, too. Nice place to put that ball. 2 outs, Mark. We got a runner on third, so this is a critical batter right here now. See if they can get that run in.
What is the strike zone in girls softball? Is it any different from the men's baseball? Does it go from the...
Well, it also depends on the umpire, but generally the
Right.
strike zone is the same, Mark. Most of them
Basically
use
shoulders or...
right, or the letters. It's not shoulders, it's usually the armpit.
Okay.
And I noticed what's happening in the American Baseball League. Of course, they've lowered that even more so. But generally, between the knees and the armpit.
Jenny Fleshman hits it over second. Kim Hill takes care of it. Port Huron does not score Lynn Osborne from third. That could prove to be critical later on in the game.
Well, it's good defensive play on the part of Northern. They didn't get rattled, hit a runner on third base, and made a couple of good plays. Good pitching by Northern, and they got out of the inning. I'm sure the umpires are going to move these people along a little bit, trying to speed it up. So it's the top of the third inning. The score is 0-0. So it should be about time to get through the batting order this inning, and that could make a difference.
In girls softball, they go 7 innings. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
So we had a runner thrown out at second base, didn't we, to end the inning for Northern?
Yep.
So
Yep.
what do we have, Lapish up?
Nicole Lapish for Port Huron Northern will be starting off the top of the third inning for Port Huron Northern. Once again, I'd like to thank you for watching CPHS Channel 12 today with this afternoon contest between the girls softball teams of Port Huron Northern and Port Huron High. CPHS Channel 12 is your place for high school sports. You know, and I'm glad to see, I know CPHS Channel 12 has started up in the last couple of years. It has given a lot of recognition to the area high school sports with doing tapings of the football and the wrestling and the softball and baseball games. I think that really helps people too, to know that they're being watched.
Well, not only that, they've done a great job with bringing other activities such as the band performances plus the classroom activities. So they're really providing well,
Nicole Lapish bunt. I don't know if you caught that on camera, but the second baseman, Monica Ferkowitz, ran into the Jim Weimer.
Now she's overcoming the base and had a little collision, but as they're going to say, CPHS 12 really has done a good job, presenting everything. Good play on the part of the Big Reds to get that bunt.
Jim Weimer giving her some signals over there now. Let her know when she's coming over. Off the bat now for Port Huron Northern is the first baseman, Jackie Course. Gives a little ride down to third baseline, just foul. We've had a couple of those, Larry. Girls giving it quite a ride today, looks like.
The wind is just strong enough to anything going down that line tends to push it out of foul ball, foul territory. But the wind is really tough. But not unusual to see a left-handed batter hit that ball to left field.
Taking it the other way. A little mix-up there on Jackie Corr. She thought she only had 2 strikes, but she Ks on her first at-bat. And the pitcher for Port Huron, the number 10, Amy Kilborn. Do you think with pitchers hitting, they have more an advantage of the strike zone because they know where the umpire's been calling it?
Oh, I don't think so. I think, like any other player, they have their own strike zone, really, the ball that they're going to hit. So, I'll tell you, both these pitchers are doing an excellent job. They're really trying to place the ball. And
Jenny Downing puts that one upstairs. Count goes to 3-1. Pardon me, it must have been 2-1.
Oh, you were
3-1, okay. Maybe cold's affecting everybody today. I don't know what's going on.
Well, maybe the clicker isn't working.
Exactly, there you go.
Got the clicker
there you go. She seemed to look back at Denny Privet, the home umpire, the home plate umpire, and he told her to go to first, so that's where she's at.
Well, the players really need to know what the count is, and that's being in the ball game. So you really got to make sure that they keep track. That's part of their responsibility.
Pam Barber steps up for Northern for her second at bat this afternoon, as Ron Davey gives the signals. She steps up there, and I'm sure all she's thinking about is getting a hit and knocking in Amy Kilborn. Lays down a beauty of a bunt. What to set? Beauty of a bunt, but they throw it over to first. Pam Barber's out.
Well, you see in softball, Mark, sometimes that bunt works for any time, really, because what happens is the ball's in play. Players got to feel it. They got to, they got to make the out, and anything can happen when the ball is thrown out, especially in cold weather. The hands are a little bit cold. Grab a hold of the ball, maybe it just gets away from them.
They don't get the real feel for it.
That's exactly right. So, the strategy works sometimes. Just keep the ball in play, make them throw it.
One thing I'm really surprised to see today here, Larry, is that we do have some crowd members out here. I really do like to see people get out and see the local high school sports scene. And like we've mentioned so many times before about the weather, it's really nice to see. We have both supporting sides for both PH and Port Huron Northern.
Well, I think what you're seeing, too, is the fact that these girls play a good game of softball, and it really is a good game to watch. And it's a close game, nothing. You can't get any closer than that.
Right.
But
a couple goose eggs showing up on the scoreboard.
That's exactly right. But it's always a good rivalry, these two teams. And the thing I'm impressed with is the relationship that both teams have with each other. They play a good ball game. It's in good spirit, good sportsmanship.
It's basically what people would call a friendly rivalry.
Exactly, and a lot of respect for the talent on both teams, and mutually so.
It's funny, one thing I was noticing during the basketball season was that Port Huron Northern's coach Dan Hanton and PH's coach Ed Peltz, they both play in the same City League basketball team. That must be interesting.
Well, that's true. These young men and women in town, they know each other, and the game really is important to them when they're playing it. But their relationship, we've been very fortunate to have very positive kinds of inter-school rivalry. And that says, not only a lot about the coaches and the kids, but the families that, they're concerned about it. So we're fortunate.
DeLynn Goodwin starts off the bottom of the third inning for Port Huron High as she has taken both pitches from Amy Kilborn. Count goes to 2-0. Amy Kilborn right down the center for her first strike. This is DeLynn Goodwin's first at bat today. Amy Kilborn starts her off with 2 balls and comes right back with 2 strikes, evens up the count at 2-2.
Yeah, nice changeup, Mark.
I know it. I know it. Took a while to get there. I think that crossed DeLynn up.
Well, as I mentioned to you earlier, that I was up to Northern yesterday and watching the practice, and she was experimenting with that changeup. So a good pitch.
Amy Lakin now up to the bat for Port Huron High. Shows bunt, goes for it, and there's that certain rule in bunting that if you do show bunt and make an attempt, it is a strike. Now the count is 0-1. Pops it up, hits the fence, out of play. Count goes to 0-2. And I know some people don't know about this, but if you try and bunt on your third one, it goes foul. That is an out. So I don't think she'll be showing bunt this time, Larry.
No, she hits the ball pretty well. She's got a nice swing. But she's one of the leadoff batter and tries to get on any way that she can.
She pops it up to the second baseman, Kim Hill. She had it in her glove, didn't squeeze enough. As we said before, as it's becoming more and more apparent now, she must just not have had the feel for the ball.
Not only that, second base position at this field really is tough with the sun's position, and she really didn't get those eyes shielded, so the ball just popped out of the glove.
So now we'll take that as an error as Kelly Nichols for Port Huron High steps up. With a runner on first and no outs. As a matter of fact, I was just going to start saying that. I was going to say George Popa probably wants his players running.
Well, Kelly tried to protect the runner with that swing and did a good job. However, she fouled it, and the runner had to come back.
Back up here in the broadcast booth. What do you say, Larry? Get the old glove on. We get up here and
There you go. My hands are too cold, Mike.
There you go. Count goes to 0-2. She's got to be looking for a good pitch now. Takes it on the inside. Over to Jenny Atwell. She makes the play at first.
Made a nice play at first. A good heads-up play by Amy Lake and kept right on going from first to third on that. It was as good as a sacrifice.
Good heads-up play by Amy Lakin. One down at the bottom of the third inning for Port Huron High. Monica Furkowitz for PH steps up, looking for a scoring opportunity. She takes a strike. Looks like she's a low ball hitter, as that ball was low and away. She could have taken it for ball 2, but the count now goes to 1-1.
Almost a great pitch, just a little bit outside.
Some of the crowd from Northern thought it was a strike, but they're not the ones getting paid.
Just missing the outside corner, Mark.
Yep.
That was another great pitch.
Denny Privet not getting it, giving it to her. Right down the first base line. And it was touched on the inside of the foul line before it went foul. So the ball is in play. Port Huron scores their first run. Amy Lakin comes in from third base on that play.
They awarded her second base. I don't know what the reason for that was. Somebody may have touched it on the bench, so second place was awarded to Monica Ferkowitz, so they have a runner on second base.
Runner on second base with one out. Terry Lloyd for Port Huron steps up. Ball travels behind catcher Carrie Bessengale as Monica moves over to third. Terry Lloyd, I'm sure, looking for an RBI right now. And she lets Amy pitch it down and away. Count goes 2-0.
Terry's a cleanup hitter, and she can stroke the ball. Sure not going to give her anything either.
That's what I was going to say. Maybe it looks like a pitching strategy because Terry Lloyd is a very powerful hitter. As she shows bunt, backs away, she takes first base.
Man, I think what you're going to see now is Terry Lloyd attempt to steal second and see if she can get caught in a rundown. Maybe get that runner from third in. Let's see what happens, Mark.
Getting caught one of those Little League pickles.
No play, smart play.
Smart play by Carrie Bessengale of Port Huron Northern. Lynn Osborne of Port Huron High is now the batter. Swings at a high and out pitch. I think she was looking for the fences on that one. I think she sees those her players out there encouraging her on. A little bit too excited on that pitch.
Excellent pitch. Outside corner.
Beautiful pitch. Amy Kilborn shows the poised athleticism she has inside of her. Any other pitcher would have been rattled by that with people on second and third base. But Amy Kilborn strikes out Lynn Osborne to end the third inning. And as we end the third inning, Port Huron High is leading 1-0.
That was a big run, Mark, that the Big Reds got. We'll see what the Huskies do this inning. Who are they starting lead off with? Number 11?
Jenny Atwell for Port Huron Northern will be starting off the top of the fourth inning for Port Huron Northern.
Jenny had the first hit, didn't she?
Yes, she did. My mistake, that was Jenny Atwell is on deck.
Oh.
Carrie Bessengale
Okay.
will be starting off. They got a little bit ahead of us here. Carrie Bessengale with another big swing. Count goes to 1-1. Rips it over to the second baseman, Monica Ferkowitz. She takes it in stride.
That was a well-held ball, too. But again, to the right side, so they're not quite getting around on the Big Reds pitcher.
I don't think I've seen a right hitter today take the ball out of the infield yet to the left side. Down the line once again, ball goes foul. I know that in the women's softball league here in Port Huron, maybe other leagues also, I see that they have always have 4 outfielders. Why is that not true in high school softball?
Well, they must play with the 10th player because it's recreation to give more people a chance to play.
Well, maybe that's true. 1-1's to count. on Jenny Atwell. Another one up here in the booth. Lisa Loxton on deck for Port Huron Northern. Gives it a ride. Way out of play. Count stays at 1 and 2.
Well, what happens sometimes, this is the second time around, so they've seen her before. They know now what she can throw, and they're waiting for their pitch. Just a little bit too quick on that one.
Jenny Atwell looking at a 1-2 pitch coming up. As she reaches out for that one, third baseman Terry Lord takes it. Lynn Osborne bobbles the ball.
It was a good play by the third baseman. Terry Lloyd came across because the ball really wasn't going very fast. Came across, made a good throw, and again, this weather, I'm sure, has something to do with how they're catching the ball.
Also a good piece of hitting by Jenny Atwell. She reached out for it. She didn't look too sure on it, but she's on first base now. And Lisa Loxton steps up for Port Huron Northern. Ball stays just fair as the catcher Jenny Fleshman takes it, throws her in by Osborne. Osborne squeezed that one.
That was a great play by the catcher because the ball was just inside the line, and she had a good shot at it and made a nice play.
2 out in the top of the 4th inning. Number 14, Kim Hill, up to bat for Port Huron Northern. One and 1 the count. Like you said, Larry, Kim's looking for her pitch. I think that was in her roundhouse, but a little ahead of the ball.
Well, that was a nice pitch on the part of Downey. The ball was inside, coming inside, and that's a tough pitch to hit.
Up against the fence, count stays at 1 and 2.
That inside pitch in softball, or any, really, is a tough one to hit. If you do get anything on it, it's usually the handle.
See, will she come home? There's going to be a play at the plate. Jenny Atwell is safe at home. An RBI by Lisa Loxton. She stands out there in second base. Her teammates cheering her on. Ron Davey also excited.
But again, that ball hit on the right side of the field.
Yep.
Just didn't get around it, but she got good wood on it.
Lisa Loxton with the RBI ties up the game. Tracy Elcock now at the bat, takes it up center field. DeLynn Goodwin could not handle the ball out there in center field as Lisa Loxton scores from second base. Another RBI by Tracy Elcock puts the Huskies up 2-1, the top of the 4th inning.
2 well-hit balls. As I mentioned earlier, Mark, the fact that second time around when I see them, they get a chance to time their swing a little bit, so the butterflies are gone.
Yep. Well, here's my left-hander again. She takes the ball high. This is Nicole Lapish for Port Huron Northern, as Jackie Core stands on deck. That looks like it could be out of play on top of the fence. Little crowd participation there. Oh, that one's hit a long ways. To Lynn Goodwin cannot handle it. Tracy Alcock thought about going to third. Wisely held up. And a big hit by Nicole Lapish. Northern now has 2 out and 2 on. 1 on second, 1 on third. As Jackie Korsh steps up to the plate. Northern looking for a big rally. They've already scored 2 runs in this inning, looking to score 2 more.
We see Jenny Downing sort of bearing down a little bit, trying to get this rally stopped.
Another hit by Northern. They score 2. As Jackie takes it over to second, she's in safely.
Yeah, that was really a great try on the part of Terry Nichols. Really an excellent try. Or Kelly Nichols, I'm sorry, but she thought she had that one. She went a long way for a shortstop.
Tracy Alcock and Nicole Lapish both score for Port Huron Northern as they go up 4-1 in the top of the 4th inning. Amy Kilborn now the batter, with Jackie Korsh standing out there in second base. Looks like she'll be getting out of the inning. Oh, a little bang play out there at first. Jim Weimer calls her out. Tough call by Mr. Weimer.
Well, 4 big runs for the Huskies that inning, and a couple of errors and a couple of well-hit balls. So we got a 4-1 ball game, Mark.
I think Port Huron is going to take time out in the dugout in there and take time to regroup. As I think that Jenny Downing, the pitcher of Port Huron, is going to take some time and think about what she just did. Maybe try to improve on it next inning. As we go to the bottom of the 4th inning for Port Huron High, Stacy McCula, Jenny Downing, and Jenny Flushman will be the first 3 due up for the bottom of the 4th inning for Port Huron High. A big inning for the Huskies of Port Huron Northern as they score 4 runs and go up 4-1. Port Huron High has their work cut out for them. Okay, as we're set for the bottom of the 4th inning, Jenny Downing will be leading off for Port Huron High.
Could almost wear gloves up here, Mark.
I know it. I think I'm going to put mine on. Stacey McCullough plays right field for Port Huron High. She takes the first pitch for a strike. Oh, I think she reached for a bad pitch on that one, Larry. She was way out of the strike zone.
I think she's looking for another pitch. She'd already committed that she was going to swing at it, and did swing it on outside pitch.
You had a feeling Amy Kilborn was going to come inside as she was up in the count 0-2. She strikes out Jenny Downing. And Jenny Fleshman, the catcher. Excuse me, Jenny Downing, the pitcher for Port Huron High, is now the batter. Takes the first one outside. Down the dirt for ball, 2-0.
I'm sure what you're going to see is I think Coach Popa trying to get batters to take a couple of pitches.
Wait for Amy Kilborn to throw her first strike.
Well, they had a long inning last time. They had 4 runs, and so in this cold weather, they lose a little bit of the rhythm. So.
Over to Kim Hill. Makes the out. 2 down at the bottom of the 4th inning for Port Huron High. Now Jenny Fleshman, the catcher for Port Huron High, steps up for her second at bat.
You get one batter that kicks the dirt out, and then the next batter kicks it back in, Mark.
That can always be a problem.
Trying to get comfortable at the plate.
Yep. Three straight balls on the outside. Excuse me, 2 balls on the outside. Once again, George Pope telling her girls to wait for the first strike or their first good one before they do swing at anything. Gets past second baseman Kim Hill, a mix-up between first and second baseman.
You got a tip bat, which is an automatic base hit. Catcher a little too close.
I see.
And had she been called out, she would have been awarded first base because the batter cannot be interfered with by the catcher, and that's what happened.
Would that matter if it's in inbounds or out of bounds?
Oh, no, it doesn't make any difference.
Okay.
The ball is interfered with. So.
Dylan Goodwin, the 9th batter in the PH lineup. George Pope playing run and hit again.
He's got to be a little careful, too, not to kill a rally. He's got to run around, and he's 3 down, so I'm sure he wants him to play heads up. So
2 outs in the inning. Count goes to 0-2. Amy Kilborn looking for the fastball down the middle. See if Jenny Atwell can pick it back up. No, she can't. Dylan Goodwin safe on the air.